Hi, everybody. Welcome to After Hours. I'm Bill Whittle. Well, tonight our guest is a very, very remarkable man. I've had a chance to meet General Paul Vallely at a number of events that we've been at together, just speaking events, conventions, and that kind of thing. And over the years, I've got to realize that this is one of the most remarkable people I've ever met. He's a retired Major General in the United States Army, served 2 tours, combat tours in Vietnam. He's been to Ranger School, Jump School, all of it. He's basically just round-the-top Army guy, to say the least. But what interests me most about Paul Vallely is what he's done since his retirement. During the Obama years and now in the Trump administration, General Vallely has walked a very thin line and done it very well, I think. He's managed to maintain the very best effort to prevent the degradation of military and diplomatic ties that we saw under President Obama. And at the same time, of course, he's managed to stay inside the bounds of loyalty and legality and morality and all the rest. So he's a remarkable fellow who knows more about the international situation than anyone I've ever met anyway, and it's a great pleasure to have you with us today. General Vallely, as we record this a few days ago, Donald Trump and the U.S. military dropped the mother of all bombs on ISIS positions in Afghanistan, and surely that is a signal to somebody that there's a new sheriff in town.
No, absolutely. I think the strike against the airfield and the aircraft in Syria has sent a strong signal, and now a strong signal with the Armada and the reinforcement in the North Korean and Korean Peninsula area is very, very critical. It shows we do have a strong leader now, somebody that will take action, somebody that puts the chain of command into play and gives the area commanders the authority to do what they have to counter any enemy threats. This is a wonderful change.
We're in a kind of a dangerous place now, General, because basically Donald Trump, General Mattis, and McMaster's, and all of our national security team have to basically re-educate the world now in a very short time. That we're no longer the Obama administration's strongly worded letter, turn tail, and and run kind of thing. That kind of weakness is what sets up these kind of aggressions in the first place, isn't it?
Well, no doubt about it. Peace through strength always works, and especially if you are strong and can back it up. So there's a lot of things in play here because it's been a dangerous world, Bill, as you know, for decades now. But when you have a triad of solid leaders like Joe McMaster, General Mattis, and you have a superb State Department head now, Rex Tillerson, that actually are working in unison to look at the strategic threats there and to be able to formulate a plan to execute and to put on notice that America's back and we will deal from strength.
How do your contacts still in active duty feel about this election? I would imagine they're just overjoyed.
Well, some of the emails I received from the Pentagon indicated that they were finally walking down the halls of the Pentagon with a very confident strut and a smile on their face, and the fact that we have put aside this political correctness that Obama and Clinton introduced into the Pentagon, and we can in fact face and say words like radical Islamic terrorism and not be embarrassed about it, and change the training tools that we use for all of our troops. So it's a whole new world for armed forces. The morale is up, as I understand, very high now, and they like the idea of dealing through strength and having generals and admirals that can make some decisions regarding those troops and how they're used in the field.
Well, having had 8 years of the Obama administration where you couldn't even say the name of the enemy, it's kind of like going ashore Normandy in June 1944, not being able to say German, Nazi, Luftwaffe. You can't say Wehrmacht, none of it. You just have to if you can't even say the name of the enemy, you're starting from a pretty bad place. Do you think it's possible to walk back so many of these social engineering projects that the Obama administration forced on the military? It seems like the left is often kind of a ratchet. Once they put something in place, it's very difficult to get it back out again.
Well, I know General Mattis has that as one of his top priorities to change that social engineering within the military, as we call it. So he's working on it. It's going to take a little bit of time. It's only been 90 days now. Mm-hmm. And he really has been working with a priority of how we counter ISIS in the Middle East and what we're going to do about North Korea at this point in time. So they'll work those personnel issues, as we call them, and they will walk them back to the point where now we're not going to, again, continue with using the military as a social engineering platform. We're just not going to do it. We're going to train our men and women to fight, to win, and come home, lift their heads high, and be proud of what they've done to secure America and work with our allies and others around the world to make it a safer world.